Hello, Evon. Yep, it's Jason.
Welcome to the House of Horrors.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, you.
You don't, is everything okay for me to film you?
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm going to photograph
Jason,
you later anyway.
Nice to meet you anyway.
Yes.
Yes. All right, well, let's go in and have a cup of tea.
You
and
haven't
coffee.
been down at the creek?
Yes, I have. I've already
because
been.
I saw your
I've
car
already
out there a
having
while
a bit
ago.
of a look and a bit of investigation around
Anybody down around there in a camp? Did you notice them?
there. No, I didn't see that.
Oh,
A
well, they
camp?
come and go, yeah.
Okay. Camp, like what sort of camp?
Well, little tents and things.
Oh, all right. Oh, you hear them camping down there, or?
Well, people who walk their dogs.
Okay.
See more of them, and I often see the people just walking up and down.
Okay.
And they wander off into the park and disappear.
Yeah.
They come and go.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll come inside and set this camera up and put the kettle on, and you can tell me all about some of the strange experiences you've been getting.
Yeah, well, just the one.
Say it again. Sorry, you show me. Just say
This is where I was sitting when I heard it.
Okay.
See, like this in my room. As you can see, the house is in flux because we're altering everything.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here,
Yeah.
8:30 on a Saturday night, a couple of weeks ago, and the telly wasn't particularly loud, but it wasn't soft. When all of a sudden, somewhere sort of in that vicinity,
Up and on
well,
outside.
you know, in a direction from me going like that, but it could have continued past,
Okay.
was this tremendous bang.
Yeah.
Not a thump,
Bang.
not a bomb, but a bang. Now, that's not unusual,
Yeah.
because I'm sure you've seen the carry pine trees as you were coming
Yes.
along.
So you get a lot of possums and
The
different
possums
things.
are another story. The carry pine has cones, and some of them are just this big,
Yeah.
but some can be as big as this.
Okay.
And when they're still green and full, when they fall on this roof, you think you've been bombed.
You think you've been bombed or trees going straight through your roof? Yeah.
Yeah, we've had it for years, or the garage roof,
Yeah.
or even next door sometimes.
Okay.
But this roof is not particularly old, so it's the thinner sort of fabric that covers roofs now, colour bond. Whereas before it was the original roof
Like the
that
tin
went on,
type of roof.
Iron.
Yeah. Iron roof. Yeah.
corrugated iron, that would have gone on in the mid-1920s.
Yeah. So like post-war sort of roof.
Post-First
Post-war houses.
World War.
Yeah.
And of course you heard the bangs,
Yeah.
but nothing like they are now with the thinner roof.
Well, that's what I thought I'd come and talk to you about, because you was mentioning that you hear possums all the time, which a lot of people throughout Brisbane, Queensland, we experience here. Branches falling, different things, like you said, pine cones and stuff if you're near a pine tree. But this particular experience seemed to stand out more than other experiences.
Well, it did, and mind you, it was quiet at night with nothing going on. Nothing, you know, it's very quiet around here. We live in a very quiet little
Subdued,
area.
very quiet
Not like in
area.
the daytime with cars and things and you're going about your business and you just think, oh goodness, that's another one.
Yeah.
You know, it was as if I was the only person in the world, and if that was a big pine cone that came down, it was 5 to 10 times louder than it normally is.
Okay.
But the stillness of the night could have done something about that.
Was there any activity after that or prior,
No,
leading up to that?
Nothing. Well, I was watching the telly. I didn't expect anything until that happened.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh. And then also the other thing is the possums. They come up the frangipani tree in the front corner there.
Yeah.
Come across the little veranda roof. Come right across here. Sometimes they poke their head down there and I see them. And across here. But you know possum. Boom, 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 boom. Well, there was none of that. All there was that big bang and then silence.
Silence. Was you cooking or anything
No,
at the
I was sitting
time?
here
Playing
watching
any?
the
Oh, was you
telly.
watching
Quiet
telly?
as anything. So I thought, oh, I better have a look. But you know, it's
I'll
dark.
have a look, just have a look. So out through the window here,
So
whatever it
that's-
was would have hit the roof from outside here.
Yeah, a little bit further around. before
Around the
you can
corner.
see now.
Yeah.
So I just thought, I didn't hang it, I just looked through the window.
If you like, we'll go out and have a look.
We will.
Yep.
And I had a look through the screen door. I didn't bother going out.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh well, yeah, okay. If it was a burglar, he didn't need to go there. If he was going to climb in the open kitchen window,
Yeah.
he could have come up from the
Did
garden.
it sound like a person or
No,
something?
well, it just
a
sounded
big,
like
massive
a
thud.
bang.
Bang. Yeah.
Anyway, I dismissed it after that because I couldn't see anything, and I wasn't frightened about an intruder, because if it was, why the heck were they up there? And they'd have got an awful fright and they're gone and they're not coming back.
Yeah.
So I went to bed, dismissed the whole thing until, well, after 11:30 on Sunday morning, because I'd come here to watch Songs of Praise.
Okay.
And I happened to look out. Oh, I must have had this blind up a bit higher.
So the blind was up. Yeah. So all the blinds are up at that evening, that night.
But see, I didn't see that night.
Yeah.
When I looked out at about 11:30, 11:45 on the Sunday morning, I thought, oh, something's not right up there.
But the blinds was
Oh,
moved.
look. Go look at the
Up.
guttering.
Oh, yeah, but that's all been
That's the
that's-
result of the bang.
that's been ripped down or pulled
Yeah,
off,
Pulled out.
pulled back.
Yeah. So that's what the bang was.
Ah.
But what caused the bang?
So that there separated from the roof. Yeah.
Yeah. And it goes quite a long way towards the front.
Okay. Well, that's interesting.
So,
And that's not that old. I mean, that's
no, 4 years.
yeah.
Yeah.
If it was really old and sort of,
Well, if it was
Oh.
like what it was before,
you could understand.
yeah. Anyway, well, you
Okay.
can see where one of them actually has broken the pattern, but we can see that from
Yeah.
downstairs.
So it's something like something grabbed it or yeah.
Well, there was no scuffling or ruffling or grabbing. There was just one bang and total silence.
Yeah.
No thuds into the garden, nothing. I went right up into the corner here
Yep.
to try to see. So after that,
Oh, the next morning, yeah.
yeah, when I found the guttering pulled away, and I looked up, see, you can't see anything wrong.
No, from here everything
No.
looks as
So
usual.
then I went right over to the corner over there, over the street.
Oh, you even went over there, had a look.
Well, you have to try to get a view.
Yeah.
And I could see that some of the guttering was sloping down a bit.
Yeah.
So I thought, righto, we've got a problem here. Then I went up into the attic and looked out the window. And that's when I could see the full length of what had
The
pulled
sound,
away.
you're mentioning the sound is so loud. It must have been so loud for you to be investigating, going out to the front and having a look across the road and seeing what's going
Yeah,
on.
but that's not on Saturday night.
Yeah,
That's Sunday.
yeah, that Sunday after the occurrence. But obviously it was enough for you to be concerned.
Well, I figured something had happened.
Something had
Yeah,
happened.
it was out of the normal.
Oh, so, yep.
See, this is the possum tree. This is where the possums come up
Okay.
onto there,
Straight up there onto the roof.
along here.
Oh, yes.
Now that window was open on the Saturday night, but I shut it when I went to bed.
Okay.
And I figured it was there somewhere.
So up here somewhere is where the bang would have occurred.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think. Because here's the window that I looked out of when I saw the guttering loosened here. Something's hit it up there with enough force to pull it.
To pull that back. Well, that's really interesting. I appreciate you letting me film you and explain your story, because when we spoke on the phone this morning, it sounded out of the normal, as you
Yeah.
mentioned. And I do actually Yarrie research, which is looking for the Australian Bigfoot, Queensland Bigfoot, as we're in
Right.
Queensland. And they're not myths, they're not hearsay, they're actually real.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. Now, when I asked, one of the questions I asked you was, is there a creek close by to your home?
Yeah.
And there's a creek. right next to your home, as you mentioned. And that creek runs out and goes back out to further bush, not far from here, sort of rural bits of area, creeks, etc. And they follow the creek systems.
That goes right out to Teviot Brook.
Yeah. So, yeah, I thought I'd come out, have a cuppa with you and investigate this a little bit further.
Well, there is a little aftermath.
Yeah. Oh, there's an aftermath as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not noise, but out trying to work out what it might be.
Okay, well that's interesting.
Yeah. So I phoned my son
Yeah.
and my daughter-in-law, and they popped in, I don't know, one of my Sunday, Monday, about Wednesday on their way home from work.
Yeah.
So I sent him up on the roof because I expected to find either a big cone,
Yeah.
bigger than we've seen, or even part of a branch, a reasonable sized branch. Because they fall off, we do have them.
And they usually sit up there too.
Well, they do.
They just lay on the roof there.
Wait
Yeah.
till the gutter cleaner comes and takes them out. The other possibility was a python,
Yep.
because we've got them. Sometimes they're this round, 12, 15 feet long,
Yep.
and they get up the carry pines.
Okay.
And if you look here, if they're up in there,
Oh, the trees up in the top
and
there.
the wind gets them, or
Oh, and they actually dropped down.
they drop
They
down.
dropped. That's strange. They dropped
Now,
down. Okay.
If he dropped down, he would have made a big bang, because the big solid ones, they're
Yeah.
very big.
Oh, the pythons. I've seen some
And
giant.
if I'm talking about possums,
Yep.
it wouldn't have been a possum, it would have been a wombat.
Yep.
That's the, what would you say, the breadth of the north. I mean, I wouldn't have been fussing about it.
Yeah.
If it was like our normal bangs,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been fussing about it, and I didn't really think any more about it till the Sunday when I found the guttering coming.
Yeah. In the meantime, if you like, put the kettle on.
Yeah,
and,
I hit the kettle up.
And
have a cup of tea.
so, with the aftermath, was there much to it?
Well, that
Was
was
it
my
any
son
others?
having a look round.
Your son had a look, and,
And we had a talk about it,
and he
what it could be and
he
what it
couldn't
couldn't
work
be,
it out.
and we didn't find a stick, we didn't find a dead possum or a snake or a cone, and there was no footprints or anything here for
nothing
a
disturbed in the
person.
garden. Yeah.
So,
Okay. Have you lived here a long time?
yes, nearly 50 years.
Well. So this would have been one of the first houses in the street, close to it.
No, because the house over the road,
Yep.
the original owners of that house watched this house being built.
Okay.
And she was very elderly when she told me that. This house was built in 1924.
Okay.
And you see, we have lots of things fall down. Look, there's a few branches ready to come all around. So we are used to things crashing on the roof.
Well, that's what.
Not a novelty.
That's why I was so curious with the way you sort of really
Yeah, well, it was
emphasised.
bigger.
You was really emphasised on how loud this bang was.
And it was clear.
Yeah.
It was just the bang.
So to me, you've heard possums, you've heard branches, you've heard pythons,
You
you've
just
heard
take it in
the
your
wind,
stride.
you've heard pine cones from the trees, but this particular night, it was different than the rest.
Yeah.
And it really stood out to you to the point, it was sort of shook you, wondering what happened.
Well, I like to look
Yeah.
around. I didn't think if anybody was causing trouble that I had to be frightened that they were doing it right over the kitchen window.
I don't want to spook you or anything, but sometimes Yowies are very curious, and if they are in the area and you're watching telly or you're cooking or something like that, they will look in the windows.
Nothing had surprised me.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of bushwalking, not
Yeah.
not recently, of course, but you know,
It's-
I've slept straight on the ground out in the bush, and
Yeah.
I've always known about yowies.
Yeah. So you're an open-minded person, that's good.
Very open-minded,
Oh,
very
that's good.
interesting.
That's what
actually.
makes life interesting.
Well, I wouldn't have been thinking about looking at that Yeti program if I wasn't.
Yeah.
It was just a pity that it went for 2.5
Couple
hours
of
or
hours
something
and run
late
too
at
late
night.
at night.
They shouldn't have put it on at that hour. Should have put it on earlier.
Okay.
Okay.
Done.